Hello everyone, my name is Ryan, and today we will be making a dish that can serve 4 people in only 1 hour of cooking. Today we'll be making a sheet panned roasted salmon and vegetables. First, we're going to start with putting on an apron to keep ourselves clean, and we're going to start off with washing our hands. So now we'll be showing the ingredients. So first we have olive oil, then we have 2 medium-sized bell peppers, we have garlic, we have 1 lemon, we have cherry tomatoes, we have parsley, we have Kalamata olives, we have a salmon, and we have potatoes. Now that we've shown all the ingredients, it's important that we preheat the oven. So we're going to preheat the oven at 425 degrees. And this is important because it helps us save time when we're cooking, so that when we're done preparing everything, we don't have to wait for the oven to heat up. We can just put everything in. Now we're going to start off by cutting our potatoes. Now, the recipe asks for 1 pound of fingerling potatoes, but we don't have those. So we are going to cut these potatoes in wedges. But first, we're going to start by rinsing our potatoes to keep all the germs off. So before we start cooking the cutting the potato, I want to mention that it is important that when you're cutting vegetables, you always use a sharp knife, because a sharp knife is safer than a dull knife, because you have less chances of cutting yourself. And also it's important to have a wood cutting board, because it helps stop dulling your, because if you use any other surface like metal or like glass, then it'll dull your knife. So these two are very important in the process of cutting a vegetable. So in order to cut our potato into wedges, we have to put it on its side. Now make sure that we use the right grip for our knife. And we're gonna cut it halfway, so like that. Then we flip them and then do it again. So we cut in the middle. Same thing here. Then to get the wedge shape, we're just gonna keep cutting it. So now we're just going to put our potatoes and we're going to set them on the side. Then you're going to do the same process for the other potato. Then we're going to put the next potato in, and yes, we're going to set these aside. Now we're just going to keep washing our hands after cutting everything, just because we want to keep a clean environment. Next, we will be seasoning our potatoes. We will start with, we're putting the olive oil, then we're gonna sprinkle a little bit of garlic powder, then we're gonna put 1/8 teaspoon of salt and pepper. So this bowl, we're supposed to toss all of it, but this bowl is a little bit too small. So we're gonna transfer it into another bowl in order to make less of a mess and to make sure that everything is coated properly. Now we just finished coating all of it, and now we're gonna put it to the side. In the meantime, we're going to wash our hands again, and that's very important. Now we'll be transferring the potatoes into a baking pan that's 15 by 10, and then we will be roasting them in the oven for 30 minutes. So let's just put them all in there. Then we're gonna spread it out because we want everything to cook evenly. Okay, I think this is good. Then we're just gonna put this pan on. Make sure that it's fully covered. And now it's ready to go into the oven. Now, we have to stay safe and make sure we don't burn ourselves, so we have to use our oven mitts. And as you can tell, the oven is already preheated to 425. So now we're just gonna roast it for 30 minutes, and we're gonna work with our salmon and all our other ingredients next while this is cooking. So let's just... So after we cut our potatoes, it's important that we wash our knives, and we just, we don't put them in the dishwasher. We just rinse them with the sink water, and then we clean them off, and then we put them away, because if we put them in the dishwasher, it could ruin the quality. So we're gonna be cleaning our cutting board frequently. It's just to keep safe. It's not necessarily cross-contamination, considering that after the potatoes that we cut, we're going to be cutting bell peppers. So we can use the same cutting board without washing it, but it's just important to keep it clean and to be safe. So now we're going to work with our bell peppers. And basically, we want to start off by cutting out the seeds. So we're just going to use a paring knife. I already did it for the first bell pepper, but we're going to use a paring knife to cut around it like it's a pumpkin. To take out the seeds in order to cut the rings. So now we're going to be cutting our bell peppers into rings, so we're just going to put it on its side, and then now we're going to move on to the next bell pepper. So, same technique. After we cut our like bell pepper rings, we halved our olives, and we needed 1/4 cup of them. And now for the mixture of all the vegetables, we're gonna first start off with rinsing our cherry tomatoes. Now we're gonna need about like 1.5 cups of parsley, so we're gonna wash it as well. Now our potatoes are roasted and they're done. So it's been 30 minutes, and now we're going to be taking them out. Now we have to get rid of the roots, and now we're just going to be chopping our parsley. Now 1 cup, and then we're going to add another 1/2 cup. Now we're going to add 2 cups of cherry tomatoes. Now we'll be doing 1 teaspoon of oregano leaves. So another tablespoon of olive oil, 1/8 teaspoon of salt. We do 1/8 teaspoon of pepper. Before I start doing stuff with the salmon, I'm going to wash my hands again to avoid cross-contamination. So now we're going to rinse our salmon.
Here we are demonstrating one of the first C's, which is to clean, because it's important for our salmon to be clean, as doing so can remove surface contaminants and bacteria. Pathogens may be present in the fish, causing foodborne illnesses you can easily avoid through cleaning. Washing your salmon also eliminates impurities like sand and dirt, creating a clean canvas for cooking.
Now we're just gonna pat dry our salmon. Now to season our salmon, we are just going to be putting 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt and 1/4 of a teaspoon of pepper. So as you can tell, I actually cut my pieces of salmon into smaller pieces because I wanted it to be cooked evenly, and I also wanted it to be not too much for one person to eat. Then before we put our salt and pepper, we don't want the bacteria from the salmon to get onto the salt and pepper, so we're gonna wash our hands again. Okay, so now we're going to be taking the lid off of the roasted potatoes. Now we're going to be spooning the vegetables into the mixture over the potatoes. So we're going to be putting our salmon in. So I'm just gonna do it with my hands, and then I'm gonna wash my hands. So we're just gonna okay, now this is the final product. We have our salmon, we have our vegetables, and then we have our potatoes. Now we are going to be putting it in the oven for another 10 minutes uncovered, or until the salmon starts flaking. So let's put in our gloves to stay safe. And then we're gonna open our oven. Now we wait for 10 minutes.
Here we are showing one of the C's, which is clean, as we are cleaning all of the utensils and all of the cooking material in hot water.
Alright, so it's been 10 minutes and now our dish is finally done cooking. So let's put on our oven mitts to be safe and not burn ourselves. Let's just, oh wow, it smells really good. So we're gonna put it here, and you see the salmon looks delicious, the vegetables are roasted, the potatoes are, it seems like they're cooked, and I think it's ready to serve. But we're gonna start off with adding our lemon zest for more flavor. So as you can see, the meal is ready to be eaten, but before we dig in, we're going to use some lemon juice, and we're gonna put it all around on the salmon to give it that extra flavor. So let's just squeeze some lemon. Now, we're gonna use some of the lemon zest that we cut up, and we're gonna use it to kind of give more flavor to the meal. So I'm just gonna put a little bit. And that is it. That is your meal. That is your roasted salmon and vegetables in a pan. This is a very easy meal. It only takes 1 hour and it serves 4 people. So thank you for watching and goodbye.
Now that we're done finishing cooking our dish, we are going to follow the last C, which is chill. So first, we should not allow the food to sit out for longer than 2 hours. We need to divide the food into smaller portions to chill faster. Refrigerators should be kept at 40 degrees Fahrenheit or below. Freezers should be kept at 0 degrees or below. And when we want to thaw food, we can do it in the refrigerator or in cold water. And if you are doubting whether the food is good or not, throw it out. The danger zone is in the temperature that bacteria thrives between 40 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit and is known to be the danger zone for food. So it's always important to keep cold foods cold and hot foods hot. In order to reheat food, there are a couple steps or tips to do so. So first, on a stovetop, you can place the food in a pan and heat thoroughly. In an oven, place food in oven set no lower than 325 Fahrenheit. In a microwave, stir, cover, and rotate fully cooked food for even heating. If you're taking leftovers from the freezer, eat within 24 hours. Reheat food until piping hot throughout, and do not reheat leftovers more than once.